Both India and Italia start with I and end with A. The I represents the individual existence as separate from divinity. But A represents the all-pervasive Atman, which is the ultimate reality. Italy and India both have stood for these values of spirituality where one must progress and evolve from just being an individual to being the divine. When we look at Italy, we look at the lives of so many great saints who have dedicated themselves for the cause of the welfare of all and ultimately realization of the truth. And when we learn about their lives, we also get inspired to walk in their footsteps. Human mind by its nature goes down, it devolves if it's not taken care of. And therefore inspiration is important for mind to evolve and grow. When we come to Assisi, we find spiritual inspiration. Because here lived Saint Francis and Santa Chiara. They both worked for the welfare of all beings. They lived very simple lives without any possessions, but served the lepers, the downtrodden, the sick, and in that they found that they have served their Jesus. So I find it very inspiring to come to Assisi and be in this sacred presence. God gets his work done through instruments only. He does not come and do it himself. Saint Francis was an instrument of God. He prays, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow your love. Where there is injury, sow pardon. And where there is doubt, sow faith in thee. This is all we should pray for. Let us become instruments of the divine, so that the divine can work through us and express itself through all our lives. Saint Francis showed us the way. On one side, he did good to others, and on the other side, he also realized Jesus within. Simply studying religion, discussing religion, or debating about it is not going to lead us to the truth. But unless that love for God translates into service to all, no religion is useful. A lot of saints have preached love for God, but very few have practiced service to humanity. Jesus talked about serving the poor, serving the sick, serving the needy. And the good instrument of Jesus Christ, as I see, is Saint Francis of Assisi. He loved Jesus with all his heart, with all his soul, with all his might. But at the same time, he loved everybody as his own. They were ordinary people, but they became extraordinary because they offered themselves to God. That is what we have to learn and do. I am not asking you to lead a life of extreme poverty and suffer. But I would suggest that you live within your means based on your need and never because of greed. Live in the world but not get attached to the world. And about obedience, I agree with Saint Francis that one must obey. But obey whom? You must obey God. God is the voice within your heart, that which tells you what is right and what is wrong. And that obedience means total surrender to that inner voice. So if we live according to our needs, if we live a pure life of detachment, and if we always obey the voice of God within, we are a part of this great mission of Saint Francis.